You know, for decades, we've had this simple routine. We go to a search engine, type in a few words, get a list of links, and we click. Simple. But that entire model, it's being flipped completely upside down. Today, we're talking about a massive shift in how we find things online. We are moving from a world of searching to a world of asking. And believe me, that changes absolutely everything.
And this really gets to the heart of the problem for so many of us. I mean, think about it. When a user can just ask an AI a question and get a perfect, ready-made answer, where does your brand fit in? You might not even get a mention, let alone the click you were counting on. All that traffic you've worked so hard for could just disappear. So the big question we have to answer is, how do you stop your brand from becoming invisible in this new AI-driven world?
Okay, look at this comparison, because it says it all. On the left, that's the world we know and love, right? The page of search results, a whole list of chances for someone to find you. But on the right, that's the new reality. It's a direct, synthesized answer. The AI has already done all the work for the user. It's gone out, read the sources, and put together the final answer. For most people, the journey ends right there. No clicks needed.
So, if the old rules of the game are out the window, what's the new playbook? Well, this is where we have to stop thinking about SEO and start talking about GO, Generative Engine Optimization. This isn't just a small tweak, it's a whole new framework, built from the ground up for this new era of the internet.
So what in the world is GO exactly? Simply put, it's the process of fine-tuning your content so that AI engines, like ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Google's AI overviews, don't just find you, they cite you. The goal isn't just to rank on a list anymore. The real goal is to become the trusted source that the AI actually references in its answers.
This table right here really breaks down the massive shift in thinking. With traditional SEO, it was all about one thing: earning clicks to drive traffic to your site. Success was all about your ranking and how many people clicked. But GEO, it's a completely different ballgame. The goal now is to get cited and build your brand's authority. The metric that matters is how often you're mentioned as the source. And your content style has to change too. It needs to be authoritative, packed with data, and structured to answer questions directly.
All right, let's get into the playbook and see how you can actually do this. The best way to think about it is this. You're no longer just trying to climb up some search ladder. Your website has become a training ground for AI. You are literally teaching these AI models to see your brand as the most credible, the most authoritative, and the most reliable source out there. You're training AI to be your biggest fan. And look, this isn't just some fluffy theory. The data is already rolling in, and it backs this up. Specific tactics can have a huge impact. For example, just by adding real proof points, like quotes from experts or some hard numbers and stats, you can make your content over 40% more likely to be picked up and cited in an AI response. You got to remember, these AI models are absolutely hungry for credibility. So what are the most important strategies you can start using today? Well, it really boils down to a few key things. First, you have to adopt an authoritative, expert tone. You need to back up what you're saying with real statistics and data. It also really helps to use unique, technical terms that signal you have deep expertise. And you need to structure your content so an AI can easily understand it. Think clear lists, tables, and FAQs. And finally, you have to get out there and earn mentions on other trusted sites. That's a huge signal of trust. When you boil it all down, it comes back to this one idea. Your job is to create content that's not just easy for AI to find, but is so credible and so perfectly aligned with what these models are looking for that citing your brand becomes the obvious, inevitable choice. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But does it actually work in the real world? Well, let's look at the proof, because the results from brands who are already doing this are frankly astounding. This is no longer just a concept. It's a proven strategy that's delivering tangible business impact.
Just take a look at this number, plus 8,337%. That's the increase in referral traffic from ChatGPT that one agency saw in just 90 days after they focused on GEO. No, that is not a typo. It just shows you the absolutely explosive potential when you get this right.
And what about actual revenue? Cold, hard cash. Here's an educational tech platform that shifted its strategy to focus on GEO. Before, they were pulling in about $24,000 a month from this channel. Just 5 months later, that number jumped to $280,000 a month. This isn't just about getting noticed, it's about incredible,
tangible business growth.
Now, when you look across all these success stories, a few clear patterns start to pop up. First, the results can be incredibly fast. We're talking significant gains in just 3 to 6 months. Second, the biggest winners are the ones who go all in on overhauling their content to be data-rich and focused on answering very specific questions. And finally, it's really clear that niche, technical businesses are seeing huge results, mostly because users are asking AI really detailed, advisory-type questions in those fields.
So, after seeing those kinds of results, the next question is obvious. Okay, I'm sold. How do I get started? The great news is this isn't some project that's going to take years. You can make a serious impact with a focused 100-day plan. Let's break down what that framework looks like.
It really comes down to 4 simple steps. Step 1 is to audit. You have to know where you stand right now. So, go to the big AI tools and start asking the questions your customers would ask. See who's showing up. Step 2 is to create. This is where you build out that data-rich, expert-driven authority content we've been talking about. Step 3 is promote. You can't just publish and hope for the best. You have to actively get that content out there to earn those crucial brand mentions. And finally, step 4 is to measure and iterate. Track your AI referrals, see what's working and what isn't, and keep refining your strategy.
And all of this brings us to the final, critical question you have to ask yourself. As AI becomes the new front door to the internet, the difference between thriving and just fading away is going to come down to this one thing. In the age of AI, will your brand be the source that everyone relies on? Or will it just be an echo of conversations happening somewhere else? The choice is yours to make.